Hello and welcome everyone to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for September 2nd to 9th, 2022. There goes the fairy. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and take 3 nice deep breaths with me, and we'll get into the reading after we set the intention. And as you're taking those lovely deep breaths, filling your body with light and with love and appreciation, I invite you to imagine a tree root coming down out of the base of your spine, anchoring you deep into Mother Earth in this present moment. Knowing that that conduit is not only grounding you beautifully in this present time, but it is allowing you to easily and effortlessly release anything that no longer serves you down into Mother Earth to become compost for your new good growth. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children listening now and in the future. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive for this week of September 2nd to 9th, 2022, for our good and the collective good, and the good of all those whom we encounter. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be present and facilitate this exchange and ensure that we cover all that is in our collective heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction in the window that we have together, that we receive what it is that we most need right now. I'd also like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of light, of love, of wisdom, of healing, of beauty, of transformation. Anything that doesn't match those frequencies of love and light is welcome to go now. Alrighty, let's get to it, shall we? Okay. Can you believe it's September? Amazing. Okay. Creator, what do we need to know about the energy of this week for our good and the good of all those we encounter, so that we may be at our best, that we may rise beautifully and shine our brightest and bring our gifts to life in magnificent ways for our good and the good of everyone with whom we come in contact? Okay, so here we are. The card for the energy this week. Signals. Well, it's not the Ace of Wands again, is it? Although we might get that for the card to grow on. 8 of Wands, 8. Yes. And Wands. And the name of the card, of course, is Signals. The energy of this card is all about communication. It's all about exchanging information. It's all about that lovely sparking of creativity, inspiration, and passion that happens when we come in contact with others of like mind and like inspiration, and we influence each other, we inspire each other, we push each other further than we were before. So this card is what the energy of this week is all about, is this energy of signals, of communicating, of exchanging ideas, of getting sparked and excited and inspired, and moving through life in a different way than we were before, being more alive and invigorated and inspired. So it's a lovely, lovely card to start September with. So this energy of communication, and you see these rods of communication, these sort of like direction of signals coming in, and then they bloom as they come close to the person down here who is standing on a rose and receiving them. So it's just this reminder to come back to our heart when we make communications. Take a nice deep breath, come back to your heart before you make those communications, especially the difficult ones. And that will change how your exchange goes. If you're always coming from a place of love and intending kindness and well-being and respect and mutual regard and clarity and well-being, that intention is very, very powerful, and it can actually shift the whole flavor of how your exchange goes. And so in this, it's just feeling really important for us to remember that our intention of coming from a place of love is very important. And again, that's the symbolism of this card. She's standing on a rose. She's receiving these blooming communications, and it's expanding her and moving her forward in life in a beautiful way, helping her to be all that she's here to be and share all that she's here to share. And this is us. This is us personally and collectively. There's a lot of information. Boy, we live in the information age, don't we? And there's a lot of information that's coming and going. And just standing in love, and receiving it from a place of love, because some of that information is for you and some of it isn't. And it's important to be discerning about what is important for you to hear and what you can just let go of, because we can't hold on to everything. It's just not humanly possible for us to hold on to everything. So coming from this space of self-love, dropping into our heart, paying attention and knowing what's for us and what isn't for us. And then we can just flow a little bit more readily with life when we come from that heart-centered inside-out space rather than an outside-in space. So that's the flavor for this week, the energy of this week. And the card to grow on, I guess I should shuffle. What do we need to know, Creator? What's our card to grow on this week, so that as we move forward from this reading, understanding the importance of our love and our heartfelt experience in communicating with others and in communicating with life. I mean, when we're heart-centered, we have a completely different way of engaging with the world. That romance with life thing. Okay, so what do we need to know this week? What is our card to grow on so that we can be magnificent? We can rise and do our good thing. What do we need to give our attention to and focus on as we move forward for this coming week? And we have the lovely card of the Fool. Another one that's been making its appearance a lot. So, the Fool is the energy of the beginning of a holiday, the beginning of a journey, of eager anticipation. This was our card last week, if I'm not mistaken. So we have this quality of eagerness, this quality of beginning the journey, this quality of being open and willing to just stand in life, to step forward boldly into life, rising to meet what life has for us with eagerness and anticipation, knowing that, it's not all going to be perfect. It's not all going to be rosy and shiny, but ultimately it's for our good, especially when we come from a place of the heart and our energy, because our frequency is what life matches. Depending on where we sit in our frequency, our emotional state, our sense of well-being, when we're peaceful and collected and calm, life comes to us in a different rhythm and a different pattern than it does if we're in anxiety and fear and anxiousness, I guess. Our frequency is just different. If we're angry, our experience is very, very, very different. So this is just this reminder to come from the heart, to stay in that heart-centered space as we communicate with each other, as we exchange communications with life, as we take things in. Is it for us? Is it not for us? And making that having that powerful discernment that comes from making decisions from the heart or relating to life from the heart. And then the Fool, this card to grow on this week, to be eager, to step forward boldly into life, eager and looking for the good, looking for the experience, for the wisdom, for the fun, for the enjoyment. That's the energy of the Fool, knowing that everything good is coming our way, that we are the ones who are creating our path here on the planet, that we are the ones walking the path, and that our energy is what life comes to meet. And when we live in that state, or we exist in that beautiful space, things flow more easily and more readily and more beautifully and simply and fully. So this is our energy. We have the energy of the week is this quality of communication, of exchanges, of staying in our heart, and from that space of heart-based discernment, measuring what's coming our way, discerning what's coming our way. Is it for us? Is it not for us? And allowing ourselves to be touched, moved, and inspired, and take ourselves in new directions. And then the Fool. It's lovely. September is like a new year almost, with the end of the summer holidays and the beginning of routine once more. A return to familiarity and routine for the young ones who are in school, that experience of going to school, or even if you're homeschooling, there's always that feeling in the month of September about newness, fresh starts, new beginnings. So tap into that. And if you are initiating something in your own life, leverage this energy, leverage this new beginning energy, and let it help you carry you into what it is you want to create this year. We're just finishing up a new moon in Virgo. So there's a lot of really good energy for fresh new starts and new beginnings and eager anticipation and all that kind of quality of stuff. So just bearing that in mind, be happy, enjoy the journey, keep it simple. The Fool is all about simplicity, although there's complexity too in the humor of the Fool often. But that idea of just simply enjoying life, moving forward beautifully, enjoying everything that comes your way, and savoring it magnificently. You know, these exchanges, these communications. I mean, we are here to create the life that we want. It's up to us. And we can't blame it on anybody else. We create dynamics, we create patterns, we create flow in our life that others engage with. And the more intentional we are about this, the more we're coming from these good places of well-being and peace and groundedness and centeredness and love, the easier our process comes when we engage with life, but also the more beautiful and elevated our dynamic comes in with the rest of humanity. And we're adding to that beautiful dynamic of humanity when we keep our frequency high. So there's our cards for this week. I hope it serves you well. And I hope you have another week full of more eager anticipation and looking forward to the good. And listening to your heart, because that's ultimately what this is all about. We're connecting to the broader, wiser part of us, and our bridge to that is through our heart. So pay attention. Much love and light to you. I wish you a beautiful week, and I will see you next Friday. Bye for now.